So I feel like I should make a video addressing this a bit. I got someone in my comment on my 3.0 banner video saying that I am biased towards Herta. So I want to clear up some things real quick. I didn't make a single, and I mean a single video on a Herta kit between her V1 and her V2 because she was so much worse than Aglaea that there was no reason for me to make a video recommending my viewers a character who was just straight up worse, right? This is something I like to do on my channel. I don't want to lie to people. I don't have an emotional attachment to these characters. I look at the performance in videos. I look at how much cost they need, whether they're super reliant on one teammate or specific teammates. You have to look at everything, right? And so I always recommended Aglaea over Herta during the first two versions because Aglaea was just simply stronger than Herta, right? However, in the V3, not only did Aglaea receive a nerf, but Herta received like 5 different kit buffs, as well as a buff to her Eidolon and her Light Cone, and a buff towards every single erudition character that's on her team, which made sustainless comps significantly stronger with Herta, right? Now, to put it in perspective, just how much stronger Herta became in her V3, I just watched a video nearly the same cost on the exact same 3.0 Swarm MOC on the first side, right? I will be unfair against myself here. So in V1, against 5 mobs with max stacks, Herta hit around 500 to 600k with like a 5 to 6 cost team, right? Pretty strong, don't get me wrong. However, V3, a 4 cost team, E0 S1 Herta, right? E1 Robin with 2 eruditions. Do you want to know how much more damage a V3 Herta did against 3 mobs on field with max stacks? 1.2 million. She went from doing 500k to 5 mobs and like 400k to 300k to very few mobs on field to damn near a million, right? The reason I say damn near is because I know a lot of people don't have E1 Robin. So I'm just going to magically remove the 4 cost and make it 3 cost in my head, removing the res pen that Robin's E1 gives. It would still be like 900k damage, right? Without Robin's E1 and the res pen. So she went from doing 500k damage at max stacks to 5 mobs in like a 5 to 6 cost team, to doing 900k against 2 to 3 mobs on field with max stacks. So before she was really good in Pure Fiction, right? Don't get me wrong, she was really good in Pure Fiction and pretty decent in Apocalyptic Shadow, but her MOC performance was just underwhelming, right? I wouldn't even say she was even top 5. She just couldn't do that much damage when there was only a few enemies on field. With her V3 changes, her damage doubled to almost tripled against fewer enemies on field, making her significantly stronger. As well, it became significantly easier to gain stacks since erudition units received a stack buff from having them on her team. So because of that, she can now gain stacks faster, aside from overall just being stronger, right? This is insane, right? Aglaea, usually when she uses her E in like a really optimal 4 or 5 cost team, she'll usually do like 3 to 400k if there's a lot of enemies on field, and if there's only like 1 or 2, she'll do like 2 to 300k, right? Meaning she has to take 3 to 4 turns to keep up with 1 Herta ult. This is why I say Herta is better, because Aglaea is the sole DPS on her team. Aside from the fact that it takes Aglaea 3 to 4 turns to do the same damage as Herta with 1 ult, there is also 1 to 2 other eruditions on the Herta team as well, doing damage and generating stacks for Herta to then further do even more damage, right? So I hope people understand when I say that Herta is just better. She is less picky about teammates, unlike Aglaea, who is very reliant on Huohuo and Sunday because she really wants the energy that those two can give. And even without Huohuo, you still need Sunday. Sunday is just the most important piece to the puzzle for her. While a Herta can use Remembrance MC. She can use Robin. She can use Sunday for air additions. She can use Serval. She can use Herta. She can use Jade. This woman has so many more options with similar performance levels compared to Aglaea dropping off dramatically if you do not have Sunday or Ho as the sustain on your team, right? So, more free-to-play friendly, does more damage and performs better at lower cost. I know this because I did my research yesterday. I went through at least 20 to 30 videos. I saw a free-to-play Herta team, zero cycle the Svarog side in the current MOC, right? This current MOC, this is the best way to see how good these characters are. There is no turbulence favoring Herta. It's off element and it's against very few enemies here. First side Svarog, I have seen a free-to-play Herta zero cycle this at V3 without DDD and without Eagle set. Okay, off element against few mobs with no favorable turbulence, zero cycled free-to-play. The only other characters who can really even do anything similar at like 1 to 2 cost is Boot Hill and as well as Fei Xiao. Those are like the only two, right? That is absolutely insane for a pure fiction unit to be doing, right? So TLDR, right? She is significantly stronger. The more you relic invest in her, she becomes way stronger. A person in my comments was saying Aglaea had a higher ceiling than Herta. This is actually wrong. With relic investment, of course, is what he means. He was saying that higher relic investment, Aglaea has a higher ceiling. However, this is wrong because the higher speed you're able to achieve on the air additions on Jade's team, the significantly faster you're going to be able to get stacks up, as well, not only allowing your air additions to get extra turns to do more damage, but your Herta does more damage as well, since getting stacks becomes significantly faster and more efficient, right? And on top of this, because of the extra turns they're taking, they are also generating more energy for Herta. So the higher relic investment you have in the other air additions on your Herta team, the faster you're going to be replenishing her energy, getting her stacks up, and the more damage you're going to be doing overall. This woman, the buff she received in V3, people do not understand. She absolutely skyrocketed in terms of strength and performance. She is easily better than Aglaea in my opinion. If you want to, you can really look up the videos. It is very, very hard to find Aglaea even being able to compete with Herta if you remove Sunday or Huohuo, right? Even just removing one of the two makes a vast difference in her performance. I'm editing this in the video because I forgot. You have to think of Herta as similar to Acheron, right? When Acheron came out, she was stronger than every previous DPS, but even then she had an unoptimal team that couldn't fully take advantage of her. Herta is, in my opinion, no different. While Acheron wanted Nihilities on her team, Herta wants better air additions on our team. Currently, the only limited air addition that really fits at all with Herta is Jade. So it's very likely that we will get another limited air addition in the future that will make Herta even stronger. And aside from that, we have Tribby in 3.1 who gives action advance depending on how many enemies on field are hit. Do you understand just how broken that will be for the Herta team? Especially for sustainless comps where you're going to be running triple air addition and support. The amount of attacks that are going to be going off are going to be giving an insane amount of action advance, making her significantly stronger. Not to mention, Tribby is rumored to have res pen in her base kit. If you don't know, as I mentioned earlier in the video, an E1 Robin was able to make Herta do like 20 to 25% more damage overall, and obviously she applies that team wide to all the other air additions on the team as well. So if Tribby has res pen in her base kit, she will most likely be comparable to an E1 Robin for the Herta team, which means my 1.2 million estimate that I rounded down to 900k may go back to 1.2 million if Tribby has similar res pen to Robin's E1. So do keep that in mind. current Herta's performance is without optimal air additions and without an optimal support. She will get significantly stronger in 3.1 with Triby, and obviously she'll get stronger in the future if another limited air edition releases. So that's it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.